You're probably thinking, what even is urbanization? Well, urbanization refers to the population shift from rural areas to suburban areas, the gradual increase in population of people living in urban areas, and the ways in which each society adapts to change. Now that you know what urbanization refers to, I will now explain why this is a constant and complex rising issue. Urbanization is increasing more and more each day, and it's killing our environment, creating diseases, and even changing our feelings and mental state as a society. I believe urbanization causes pollution, diseases, and drastic change affecting millions of types of biodiversity and should be prevented or abolished. My inspiration from the stimulus materials originated from Margaret Thatcher's speech to United Nations General Assembly. She states, "Find a way in which we can live with nature and not dominate nature." This quote and other details in her article emphasize how congested societies are the cause of urbanization, and we as humans are the only ones who can prevent or stop it. Urbanization has many health effects, and bringing this to the attention of the source is the most efficient way to help prevent further damage. Urbanization is the leading cause to most unhealthy toxins, lethal pathogens, and airborne pollution that affects our environment. This graph in the top left shows the obvious difference between more developed regions in blue and less developed regions in orange. Going into the future to 2025, the blue increases by 15%, at least 15% each year. The graph on the bottom shows the three distinct different colors, 1990, 2014, and 2050, all around the world. In each country, the green in the future will show that urbanization will still be increasing. Similar to the graphs, John Elise and Nicole Concetti, who are scholarly editors for Gale Opposing Viewpoints, shares a lack of access to safe drinking water, inadequate basic sanitation in households and community, indoor air pollution from cooking and using biomass fuels, and inadequate solid waste disposal. This quote highlights how everyday health can be affected due to urbanization across densely populated locations. Although urbanization seems to cause majority negative effects, there are some positive aspects to urbanization as well. Urban farmer and researcher Robert Bybee shares his observations on urban agriculture. He states, Growing Power recruits young people for its youth programs where they can learn about agriculture and running an urban farm. Bybee's quote shows how urban agriculture provides surplus opportunities for teens, in which helps the economy and society in a roundabout way. This then relates back to my original inspiration, in which Margaret Thatcher says, in which we can learn to live with nature and not dominate nature. Although urban agriculture may seem to be great, it does lead to unwanted animals, processed foods, and unnatural growth patterns due to farm-based businesses carrying out their works in unrealistic locations. If unable to end urbanization, at least offer homeless and jobless career options first to combat the poverty rate with the increase in urban specialties. This creates a better economy where homeless and jobless are back on their feet and working. However, there are multiple things to consider. There are millions and unknown amounts of homeless in which jobs won't be available forever. There are no stable way to advertise the opportunities to all the homeless and jobless. And along with this idea, new companies may not want unexperienced workers in which they could reject or become unwilling to applicants. Another possible solution is to reduce air pollution by upgrading systems and promoting eco-friendly options such as recycling and waste disposal. However, again, there are another handful of things to consider. Eco-friendly businesses aren't typical within urbanized areas, which could result in extra money and being more expensive and taking valuable time away from expansion and construction. In addition, not all eco-friendly businesses always work. There isn't a high demand for eco-friendly businesses, and this could lead to realizing the unknown chance that eco-friendly businesses could work or could.
Okay, a couple questions for you, Morgan. The first one is, what evidence did you gather that you didn't use, and why did you choose not to?
I had a lot of articles relating back to how urbanization affects the environment through buildings and how it's relating to deforestation and killing more animals. But I really wanted to focus on the kind of the futuristic and environmental lens relating back to diseases and how it's affecting society. Because we as people are a different type of biodiversity, not just animals, and I wanted to like highlight the different types of biodiversity, not just relating back to the wildlife.
And then your second one is explain the level of certainty that you have about your conclusion, solution, or recommendation.
At first, I was really stuck with finding a solution to urbanization because I could only find a lot of articles with showing how it was bad and how it's negative. So I tried to think of each article in like a different way, so in a different perspective. So I thought of how could the expansion of new businesses relate and help people. So I thought of like jobless people who like have lost their jobs recently, or homeless who are looking for jobs. So new businesses are offering or are looking for employees. So those two groups of people would be the first things or the first groups that would want a job. And the diseases and the pollution, that's a rising issue with urbanization. So using or expanding new businesses that could also give back to the environment is just a better way to not only help urbanization expand, but also like have a positive benefit towards it.
Good.